Welcome to AGORACOM, the Small Cap Epicenter, and AGORACOM TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show that brings you the best press releases out of the small cap world every morning at the open, so you can hopefully profit from them and maybe even find your next great small cap investment. Now, it's Friday, February the 1st. As expected, it is a slow news day. Don't have anything out of the U.S. Have 3 press releases out of Canada, and also want to talk about a pretty dramatic statement out of the National Bank of Canada. But first, let's get to the press releases. We're going to start you off with Nino Ventures, trades on the Venture Exchange under ELN. For our friends in the U.S., on the OTC under ELNOF, and as always for our viewers from Germany on the Frankfurt Exchange under E7Q. They announced that they intersected 10 meters of 3.5% copper and 5 meters of 1.9% copper. This is on their project in the Democratic Republic of Congo, better known as the DRC. These are initial drill results from a recently completed 6,200 meter reverse circulation program that was done in 2007. This is on their 70% owned research permit, 5217 in the DRC. 3 holes were announced. All of them drilled to a depth of 150 meters. They had significant copper intercepts in all 3 holes. I'm going to sum it up best. You go take a look at more of the results. I'm going to sum it up best, though, in a comment from Jean-Luc Roy, president of El Nino. I actually took some excerpt. He had a nice quote, but I got some excerpts here. These results confirm the presence of near-surface, high-grade copper zones on the permit. Substantial follow-up drilling planned to commence in April. After the rainy season, we'll test numerous high-priority targets delineated on the permit. Other results are expected over the next weeks, and we'll report these as they become available. So, great results out of El Nino. More to come from this quote of Jean-Luc Roy. Full disclosure, as always, El Nino is a client of AGORACOM, but this news definitely stands on its own 2 feet. They closed yesterday at 68 cents. Next up, Tonbridge Power trades on the Venture Exchange under the stock symbol TBZ. A little bit of a technical press release, but a good one, so don't mind my reading here. They've announced that it received conditional approval for a power line application from Alberta's Energy Board. They're a 100% controlling shareholder of Montana Alberta Tie Limited. This is developing a transmission line project to interconnect the electricity markets of Alberta and the U.S. through a 300-megawatt transmission line between Lethbridge, Alberta, and Great Falls, Montana. Well, the Alberta Energy and Utilities Board has issued a conditional approval for MATL to construct and operate its proposed 230 kilovolt power line for the purpose of importing and exporting electricity. This is obviously a very, very big project. Now, caution here, it did come with a lot of conditions, but Johan van te Hoff, who's the president of the company, addressed this in his quote. I'm going to read from this. This approval marks the achievement of a major milestone for the MATL project. We anticipated many of these conditions and are well prepared to comply with all of them in very short order. The Alberta energy regulators have made a very prudent decision in helping catalyze critical energy infrastructure that will support this province's electricity load growth for 50-plus years. This is obviously a very, very big project. You definitely should take a closer look at this. They closed yesterday at 24 cents. Next up, Chapleau Resources trades on the Venture Exchange under the stock symbol CHI. This news came out yesterday after the close. This is an AGORACOM client, but again, numbers stand on their own. They're announcing high-grade gold, silver, and lead from their Coringa project in Brazil. Here are some of the highlights. Hole number 30 drilled over 1 meter, just over 31 grams per ton of gold, 23.5 grams a ton of silver, 0.46% lead, 0.17% zinc. The real big intersect here within hole 30 was another intersect, 28.8 grams per ton of gold, 95.5 grams per ton of silver, 3.5% lead, and 0.66% zinc. They also had nice results out of hole number 29. Go take a look at those. The company closed yesterday at 45 cents. Finally, want to talk about something the National Bank had to say earlier this week. It continues on a theme that we've been pressing on for months here on AGORACOM TV and our blog. If you know it, if you don't know it, the National Bank has boosted its target on the price of gold to $1,500 an ounce within the next 12 to 18 months. They're saying that this is going to happen for several reasons. Let's go through a couple. As bullion reasserts its status as a safe haven in troubled times. And by the way, this all came from National Bank Chief Economist Clément Gignac, so this is pretty significant news out of someone like him. He's saying investor confidence has been shaken off by write-downs of more than $100 billion announced by large banks around the world. The Fed Reserve's 125 basis cut over the last couple of weeks tends to underline the seriousness of the situation in global capital markets. Compound the investment case is obviously the decline of the U.S. dollar. We've heard these before. He's also talking about rising inflationary pressures in China will speed, this was an interesting one, will speed the revaluation of its currency, the yuan, at the same time that OPEC oil-producing countries begin abandoning their currencies pegged to the U.S. dollar. Pretty significant there. There's a quote, "We think gold has attractive potential for appreciation and especially as a tool for medium-term portfolio investments via gold stocks or gold ETFs, which of course are exchange-traded funds. Our new target of $1,500 U.S. is still far from the early 1980s high of $2,200 in constant dollars." So definitely something to take serious. If you haven't been taking gold seriously, definitely something to take serious. Take a closer look. Do your own due diligence over the weekend. Don't do it during the Super Bowl on Sunday. Have a great time at Super Bowl weekend. I'm going with the Giants. They took out my Cowboys, so I'm picking them not only to cover the spread, I'm picking them to win. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is right now, putting it on camera, and let's talk about it on Monday. Until then, have a fantastic weekend and see you then.